Hi everybody, so welcome to Fishing in White House, Jamaica, Fisherman Tale. I'm your host, Maria Campbell. International viewers and subscribers, I just want to say thanks. Guys, we're filming from a church. We're filming from the front of a church. May God be with you guys all. Thank you for your continued support. International viewers and Jamaicans, thank you. No, Tales, I am here today because we are going to ask Jamaicans what is the most curious issues that fishermen fear the most while they fish in Jamaica. No, international viewers and subscribers, as you know, fishing is a high-risk job. Yes, it's a very high-risk job. And while fishers fish in Jamaica, they encounter certain issues. Guys, we're going to ask Jamaicans what do they think is the most curious. Hi, welcome to Fishing in White House, Jamaica, Fisherman Tale. It's a pleasure to have you on the program. Kindly introduce yourself to Jamaica. Let Jamaican international viewers know who you are.
My name is Jerry Richard.
Welcome, Mr. Richards, to the program. Tell everybody hi. Tell my viewers hi.
Hi.
Anybody you want to big up out there? Anybody you want to give a shout out to? Any baby mother, any girlfriend, any boss, anything at all? Anybody you want to give a special shout out to?
Not at this moment.
Alright, thank you for being here. So you are being featured here on the program today because I wanted to ask you a question. But this is a fishing question because this is a fishing channel. No, as you know, fishing is a high-risk job. Fishers go out daily to catch fish, and oftentimes they may encounter certain issues. So I'm going to name 5 issues that the fishers generally encounter while they fish, and I would love for you to select one of that issue, one from the 5, which you think is the most curious for the fisherman. 1, lost at sea. 2, a shark attack. 3, engine failure. 4, scarcity of food. And 5, drifting. Which of the 5 do you think is the most curious for a fisherman?
Last at sea.
Last at sea? Right. You said that is the most curious?
Right.
Why is that scary?
No one wants to last.
Nobody wish to be lost at sea?
Nobody wish to be lost.
Okay, no, you've stated that lost at sea is the most curious for a fisherman. Justify your reason why you have stated that it is the most curious encounter for a fisherman who's actually going out there to fish.
Well, when you're lost at sea, you're not coming back, and your family lost you, and it's like if he's a breadwinner for the family, then maybe the family would have to try to find other alternative while you're lost to ensure that for instance, the baby mothers have to ensure that they find somebody else to find work to
take care of the family,
kids and so forth.
Okay.
And kids growing up and they only hear that father lost at sea. Some of them are young babies, they don't even know their father as yet.
Okay.
So I see that one as a really and truly scary one.
So that's the most scary one for you right there.
Right.
Okay, thank you very much and thanks for your input. Is there anything that you wish to say to fishermen while they go fishing in order for them not to be lost at sea? You have any tips or any suggestions you think could remedy the issue?
Well, for me, just listen to the weather forecast and act safely as possible.
Okay, so you're recommending that the fishermen should pay attention to the marine forecast.
Right.
And be alert and vigilant.
Right.
Thank you very much, Mr. Richards, for being on the program. Tell Jamaica bye.
Bye.
Kindly introduce yourself to Jamaica. Tell them who you are.
My name is Wesley Lynch.
Okay, welcome Mr. Lynch to Fishing in White House, Jamaica, Fisherman Tale. Remember to eat fish. Fish is rich in omega-3. So Mr. Lynch, you are being featured today because I want to ask you a question. And the question is this: which of the 5 is the most curious issue for a fisherman who fish within the island of Jamaica? 1, is it a shark attack? 2, engine failure? 3, lost at sea? 4, drifting? 5, scarcity of food. Which of the 5 issue is the most curious for a fisherman? Your response?
I would say lost at sea.
Lost at sea is the most curious issue of a fisherman?
That bring everything.
When you say
No
bring
food.
everything, no food?
Yeah, that's gonna make you don't have no food.
You're not gonna have access to food?
Yeah.
What else? Death.
Yeah.
If you are not discovered in time and you don't get a quick response, it indicated that lost at sea is the most curious factor you think of for a fisherman. Now I'm asking you, what suggestions do you have for fishermen to protect themselves while they're out there so that they're not lost at sea. What suggestions? What do you recommend?
Just be careful.
You have to be careful. What about leaving destination to their fishing points? Family members are aware of their location, notifying the relevant authority if they're going on long trips, so that if they don't come back in the intended period, persons can sound an alarm. What about that?
Yeah, that's
Alright, thank you very much. Is there anything before we go you want to tell Jamaica? Bless up Jamaica, big up your place, the place where you come from. Shout out the place.
Jamaica is sweetest place on earth, you know, so just go ahead and just keep on fishing out.
Alright, so Mr. Lynch, thank you. Welcome to Fishing in White House Jamaica, Fisherman Tale. Kindly introduce yourself to Jamaica, tell them who you are, international viewers, you're actually looking in at me right now. So tell everybody hi, give them a shout out, a greeting, whatever it is. Bless them up, bless them up.
Hello, greetings.
Alright.
I'm Andrew Williams.
Okay. Alright, so we have Miss Williams, guys. We have Miss Williams on the program. So Miss Williams, this is a fishing channel and you're being featured today because I wish to ask you as a Jamaican a question which pertains to fishing. Now, fishing is a high-risk job. As you know, fishermen generally encounter a lot of challenges on average while they fish. Now, I'm going to ask you, which of the 5 issues is the most scariest for a fisherman? 1, is it a shark attack? 2, lost at sea? 3, drifting? 4, failure of engine? 5, scarcity of food for a fishing trip.
I would say shark.
Shark attack?
Yes.
That is the most scariest issue for a fisherman?
Issue for a fisherman.
Okay, why encounter a lot of challenges on average while they fish? Now, I'm going to ask you, which of the 5 issues is the most scariest for a fisherman? 1, is it a shark attack? 2, lost at sea? 3, drifting? 4, failure of engine? 5, scarcity of food for a fishing trip.
I would say shark.
Shark attack?
Yes.
That is the most scariest issue for a fisherman?
Issue for a fisherman.
That justify your reason for saying the shark attack would be the most scariest issue for most fishermen in Jamaica.
The shark attack now. Remember send them out in the sea.
Okay.
And if the shark attack you and lick your boat and turn it over,
Okay.
he can harm you.
Okay, so you're saying that the shark is the most fear for the fisherman. Okay. And you said because of the power that the shark has, they can overpower the fisherman and attack the fisherman. What do you suggest that fishermen should do to protect themselves from shark attack? Any suggestions?
Any suggestions?
Yes, how can they prevent being attacked by a shark?
Really, if they go in the shark harbor,
Okay.
where they dwell,
Okay. So you're saying they should not be in the territory of the shark.
of the shark,
So they should try their very best not to be in
the territory
of the shark. Okay. Avoid the shark territory. So what about if the shark decides to hunt food and it's traveling in the waters?
we know how shark will harm you a lot. Well, if they see a trail of blood.
If they notice a trail of blood. Okay. So what do you think could possibly cause a trail of blood?
If any of the fishermen get a cut or so forth.
Okay, any cuts?
Yeah.
What about the killing of the fish? What if they had killed some fish and they're traveling with it as well? And the blood from the fish is actually draining. You think that could cause an effect on them too? Okay, so you're saying to the fishers, be careful how they fish, know the territory, know the waters, and do not have any blood trail remaining for the shark to actually attack them. Thank you very much for being on the program. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to in your community? Big up anybody.
I would like to pick up everybody in my community.
What's the name of your community?
Vineyard District.
Vineyard, big up on yourself. Miss Richards, I represent. Thank you very much. So we're at the Black River Market. Those of you who want the good seasoning, come to the Black River Market. So we're going in there to check some stuff. Alright, so guys, we are here today. I'll kind of introduce myself to Jamaica. We have the breadfruit man. So for the persons who want the breadfruit, when they come to Jamaica, come here to check out the breadfruit man. Alright? So he has roast breadfruit. Guys, look. It's right here. So what's the price? 500 per breadfruit. Alright, so So your logwood then, and logwood is here for sale, guys. So you can come and get your logwood if you're having a dance. Come and get your logwood. So welcome to the channel. Alright, so I wanted to ask you a question. You are being featured as fishing in White House Jamaica fisherman team, and I want to ask you a question. Fishing is a high risk job, right? And generally fishermen would have encountered different challenges while they fish in the space. Which of the 5 issues do you think is the most serious for a fisherman? 1, is it a shark attack? 2, lost at sea? 3, drifting? Scarcity of food? 5, engine failure. Which one do you think is the most scariest for a fisherman in Jamaica?
The engine is more serious for us.
Oh, the engine failure is the most scariest. You think that's the most scariest for a fisherman? Justify a reason for saying that.
And you know, so if I don't have an next engine to come in, it's like a drip right now.
Okay, so if you don't have another engine and you're experiencing engine failure, you will drift. And you are likely to drift into a different territory. It's going to be
difficult.
Explain when I say difficult.
Right, when you go a distance from that location where you work, the dimension to where you don't have an engine and you don't can come back, you have a job.
Okay, so basically if you drift off, you might stand the chance of drowning or you might end up starving.
Exactly.
Right? So you're saying that is one of the most scariest.
Scariest part.
Okay, so if you're drifting, chances are you're going to become what? Lost at sea. So, okay, that is one of the most scariest which you have suggested for the fishermen out here. Alright, so how do you think that fishermen should prepare themselves with regards to not having the engine failure? How you think they should prepare themselves and their engine?
Be more careful to have an extra engine.
They should have an extra engine? What else you think they should do?
Them sea guards, you know,
Not hearing you.
Them sea guards.
Avant sea guards? What's that?
Like them, what you call it, thin arm with them.
Oh, they have close up swimming gears and protection.
Exactly.
So what if the second engine has issues? What then? What suggestion?
Yeah, but just park up and call the next help.
Oh, park up and call the next help. So what about pre-operational checks? Checking the engine before you actually go out there to see if the engine is missing or anything.
It's a good look that one. You have to check in our service if you find it.
Okay, so you're recommending that they check the engine to see if the engine is operating as it should, right? And what about the paddle? Should they take paddles out there? Right? Any life ring?
I got me to tell you, they have to have that to keep them.
Alright, thank you very much. Is there anybody in Jamaica you want to big up? Tell Jamaica. The viewers are looking in at you, you know. The international viewers are local Jamaicans.
Best of luck.
What's the name of your cousin?
Kadina.
So tell them, look in the camera and tell them.
Kadina. Tessie. My sister Tina.
Alright, so can you introduce yourself to Jamaica? She's no stranger, guys, because she has been featured on numerous occasions for the platform. Alright?
Hello, Jamaica. I am Jones, a fish vendor at the fish market.
Alright, so guys, we have Miss Jones on the platform another time. So I'm here because I wanted to ask Miss Jones a question. As you know, fishing in Jamaica is a high-risk job. Oftentimes when fishers go to sea, they encounter certain challenges and issues, problems, and distress. So today I'm here because I wanted to ask you, from the 5 issues that fishermen may encounter, which one from the 5 issues is the most scariest for a fisherman? 1, shark attack. 2, drifting. 3, scarcity of food. 4, engine failure. 5, lost at sea. Which one from the 5 you think is the most scariest for a fisherman?
Engine problem at sea.
Engine problem at sea? Justify a reason for saying engine problem at sea.
Because if they go out with the engine and the engine failing, they don't have nothing out there to hold on and they can drift.
Okay, so you said engine failure would be one of the most scariest for every fisherman who fish within the fisheries water. I wanted to ask you, what suggestions do you have for a fisherman who is going out there and using his or her engine? What should they do before they get into the space to go fishing, so that they can protect themselves while they're out there?
They could get a radar, or they could carry a next engine or spare.
Okay, so they bring a spare engine and they get a marine radio? Okay.
Anything Then the problem they have over there, they could need somebody in the Marine Coast
They could
Guard.
transmit, communicate to Marine Coast Guard for assistance. Alright, thank you very much. Before we're going to have a little dance, so you have to practice the dance with me. You ready? You ready? Give me 2 rock, 3 rock.
Me go to church.
Here you have it. International viewers and subscribers, Jamaicans have stated their opinions on the 5 issues which they would have selected one to be the most scariest from the 5. Now, continue to watch, support, and like the digital community. Remember, fishers, while you fish, practice safety at sea and ensure that you take the necessary precautions to take care of yourself and your crew member. Guys, remember, eating fish is healthy. Omega-3 in the fish body. Dr. Fish, make the best fish tea. No more upset stomach for me. So you will go eat up your fish. Eat up your fish. Jamaicans, international viewers, thank you for supporting my community. We are growing. And Tails, stay safe and be blessed. Bye.